Hey there, my name is Samantha Holstein and I am a developer advocate at Camunda. It is the holiday season and I am so excited. And I know a lot of people, including myself, have a lot of events going on. I'm hosting a holiday party and I really don't have a lot of time to send out invitations, figure out who's going, send them reminders, and of course remember to send them all holiday gifts. It's coming a lot faster than I was wanting this year, so I'm going to play around with some of the newer Camunda connectors to get everything done before my holiday party. Let's dive in. As you can see right here, I created a simple RSVP model to help me out with planning and preparing my holiday party. At the beginning here, I have a quick form that asks the invitee just a few questions. If we open it up here, just if they're able to attend, any sort of dietary restrictions, as well as their name and address for actually receiving their holiday gift. So each of these fields here is saved under a different variable, just so then the actual connector that I'm using, EasyPost, can quickly grab that and send it off to them. So going back to the diagram, after getting their information, I'm going to create two different addresses in EasyPost, one for myself, so getting that return address, as well as creating an address for the person that I invited. Diving in here, it's going to look the exact same. I have my EasyPost API key, and then I'm going to grab all of those variables that I grabbed from the form, so their name, their phone number, address, city, state, email, zip code, things like that, so then I can create that shipping label. After creating both of the addresses here, I need to actually create the package in EasyPost. So what that means is, the height, weight, and the size of the box, so then the package can be shipped really easily when I take it into my local post office or wherever I'm shipping it. I already know the weight, length, width, and height of the box, so that's really easy to quickly input that here, as well as my API key, and of course in that operation type, which is going to look different for each one. This one is creating a parcel. Now, one more thing before I can actually purchase that shipping label is actually creating the shipment here under the operation type, create a shipment. And basically what I'm doing here is I have to grab the address that I created for my invitee, so that's the address ID in the return, as well as the host address ID, so my address ID that I created in EasyPost, as well as the parcel ID that I did from creating the shipment here. And that's going to spit out a few different variables here that we're going to use. The first one is the shipment ID, as well as, if we go over here a little bit, I believe we also need the rate ID. Taking the shipment ID and the rate ID, now I can actually buy the shipping label here, putting that in here under the operation type, buy a shipment, and I'm going to get a tracker ID, which for me as a host, I would love to have to make sure that everyone actually gets their gifts at the end of the day. So once I do that, there's one more step I can do in EasyPost, which is receiving a tracker status. So I'm going to put in that tracker ID, and I'm going to get a tracker status back out for myself that I'm going to use in the next connector here, which is playing with WhatsApp. So the first part of actually playing with WhatsApp, I'm going to be sending that tracker status to myself. So going in here, basically all you need is a WhatsApp access token, as well as when you sign up for WhatsApp, you can also set up your phone number. So that's this phone ID right here. So I know that I'm getting it from myself. And once I'm in here, I am going to put in the phone number that I'm sending this update to, which is my phone number, as well as a quick message in here. So basically, I'm just saying that the tracker status for the specific person that I invited is right here. So now that the package is out of the way, I feel like that's the hardest part besides actually hosting the party. Let's dive into seeing what we can do when an invitee either RSVPs no or yes. So usually with my holiday parties, when someone RSVPs no, I just want to make sure that I know that they're not coming, and that's it. So that's what I did here at the bottom in our default path here, sending that WhatsApp message to myself saying, hey, this person actually RSVP'd no, they're not coming this year. Looks very similar to that first one with the actual access token as well as the phone number ID, sending it to myself with just a little bit of a different message saying that this specific person RSVP'd no. And now for the fun part of people actually coming to the party. So the first thing I want to do is I want to send that message to myself saying that they came or that they're coming. And again, very similar to that no path here. The only difference is that I'm getting a text or a WhatsApp message saying that they RSVP'd yes. So again, I can have that list ready to go right there on WhatsApp. So we're going to play around with the OpenAI connector here, and we're going to ask ChatGPT for dish suggestions based off of their dietary restrictions. So as you can see here, just really simple to set up OpenAI. Again, that OpenAI key that we have saved. Everything else I kept the same from just adding the connector. And now I'm going to put in the prompt. So all I'm doing is I'm asking OpenAI for a holiday dish, taking in the dietary restrictions that I grabbed in the form. And because ChatGPT is so nice and so kind, it usually gives a little paragraph at the beginning saying, sure, I will give you a specific recipe, but I don't want to send that to my invitee, so I'm just going to put a small sentence at the end saying only produce the recipe and nothing else, so it'll just send them that recipe. So now that we have that recipe, I'm going to take that variable and send a confirmation to the person who has RSVP'd yes, as well as sending that dish suggestion here. So just a little message of, we're so excited to have you for this year's holiday party, and based off of your dietary restrictions, here's a recipe suggestion to bring. With that recipe at the end, they'll get that WhatsApp message. Now, only a few more steps before the actual party starts. I want to send my friends and family a reminder of my holiday party coming up. So just adding a timer event here, just waiting a few days. And I am waiting until the 18th of December because my party is on the 21st. And making sure that they have a few days notice just in case if they need to purchase anything from the store or go and actually make that dish. Now after that timer event has ended, we're sending one more reminder via WhatsApp. Again, everything is the same except for that message, just here's your reminder for the holiday party. And my party will start. I'm so excited to have this, and I hope that your holiday festivities are easy and enjoyable. I hope this is useful, and I really hope that you all have a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year.